Good evening to you all. Welcome to CSB IAS Academy Current Affairs Bulletin. Let us start today's current affairs. Tomorrow is Global Tigers Day. July 29th is the Global Tigers Day. On this occasion, there is something to celebrate in Andhra Pradesh. The strength, the number of tigers increased in Andhra Pradesh. In the world, we have 3,980 tigers, and in India we have 2,967 tigers. That means 75% of the tigers in the world are in India. And tigers, you all know, they are at the top of the food pyramid, and it is very important to protect tigers because they are vital to maintain the ecosystem. The good news in Andhra Pradesh is Nagarjun Sagar Srisailam Tiger Reserve is the largest one in the country, and recently the tigers got increased. According to the largest tiger reserve, you all know Nagarjun Sagar Srisailam Tiger Reserve is the largest one in the country, and around 60 tigers were present in Nagarjun Sagar Srisailam Tiger Reserve. Compared to 5 to 10 years back, the present tiger strength in Nagarjuna Sagar Srisailam got increased. So that is the good news. You all know Nagarjuna Sagar Srisailam Tiger Reserve is the biggest in the country, and number also increased in the recent past. July 29th, tomorrow, is the Global Tiger Day. So on this occasion, we got good news with respect to tiger. Next important news. Today, July 28th, is the World Hepatitis Day. It is the World Hepatitis Day. The theme of this day, the theme is to find the missing millions. To find the missing millions. Actually, in the year 2016, the governments in the world have determined to eliminate hepatitis by 2030, but they are not taking serious efforts. The governments in the world are taking serious efforts to eliminate hepatitis by 2030, but still it's a distant dream. World Hepatitis Day is observed annually on 28th July to raise awareness about hepatitis diseases which causes inflammation in the liver, and every year around 1.4 million people die with hepatitis related diseases. Around 1 point every year around 1.4 million people in the world die with hepatitis. Next important news. Botswana elephants deaths. Botswana elephants deaths. See, in the world, recently we are observing elephants are dying. And in Botswana, we have highest number of elephants in Africa and in the world. So over the past several months, hundreds of elephants are dying in Botswana. Hundreds of elephants are dying in Botswana. So there was an investigation. Why elephants are dying in Botswana? Generally, poachers kill elephants for ivory. Generally, poachers kill elephants for ivory. But here, after elephant deaths also, the elephant is carrying that ivory. So this is not the act done by poacher. Mysteriously, many elephants were being killed. In fact, there is no reason. Government could not find out the reason in Botswana why elephants are dying in Botswana. According to the government estimates, from the last 4 months, 281 elephants died. According to the government estimates, for the last 4 months, 281 elephants died. But according to activists, more number of elephants died actually. And Botswana have around 1,30,000 savanna elephants. The population of elephants in Botswana is 1 lakh 30,000. Very important. And I generally earlier elephants used to die because of poaching. Generally, elephants used to die because of poaching. Now this is not the scene. At present, elephants are dying in Botswana, particularly in the northeast area of Botswana, particularly in the northeast of Okavango Delta. There's a delta in Botswana called Okavango. Okavango. Near in Botswana, there's a delta called Okavango Delta. In the delta alone, around 18,000 elephants are there. But most of the elephants are dying in that area. What are the probable reasons? What are the probable reasons? Number one, number one, anthrax poisoning. Or number two, poisoning by humans. Number three, viral infections from rodents. Number four, starvation or dehydration. So, one third of the world's elephants are in Botswana. Now they are under threat. One third of the world's elephants are in Botswana. Now they are under threat. It's a serious issue. It's a very serious issue. Okay. So, kindly locate Botswana in the map. Kindly locate Botswana in the map and also find out various theories why elephants are being killed in Botswana or elephants are dying in Botswana. And this is the most important thing. As you all know, this year you have seen Kerala, the pineapple bomb, elephant pineapple poison issue. So similar things have happened in India. Man animal conflict. You may get a men's question on man animal conflict. Next important thing, RBI Governor Shaktikant Das have given 5 points for reignite the Indian economy. RBI Governor Shaktikant Das have given 5 point strategy for reigniting the Indian economy. First, farm sector, agriculture. Focus on farm sector. Second, increase renewable energy in the energy mix. Increase renewable energy. What do you mean by renewable energy? Solar energy, wind energy. So try to increase renewable energy in the energy mix. Third thing, use and depend more on ICT. Leverage more on ICT, information communication technology, and dip and shift your focus on value chains, supply value chains, and value additions of products both domestically and globally. And next thing is rely more on infrastructure, work more on infrastructure. So, five pronged strategy. RBI Governor Shaktikant Das on Monday, while addressing CII, Confederation of Indian Industry, he spoke 5 points. And he told Indian industry can play a crucial role for bringing a change in the economy today. It can create a silent revolution. It can bring about a silent revolution. And RBI governor also told that, see, because of this COVID pandemic and other things, NPS might increase. NPS might increase. And by 2030, according to Niti Aayog report, by 2030, according to Niti Aayog report, the world, particularly India should depend more on infrastructure, and India needs around $4.5 trillion for investment in infrastructure. India needs around $4.5 trillion for investment in infrastructure. Next important news today, July 28th, is the World Nature Conservation Day 2020. Today we are celebrating World Nature Conservation Day across the world. As you all know, it is very important to bring awareness and also to conserve the nature. With the world is full of problems like deforestation, illegal wildlife trade, natural conservation is required. So what we require is conserving the nature. So today is World Nature Conservation Day, July 28th. So next important news, China discusses 4 point plan with Pakistan, Nepal, and Afghanistan. So, China, Pakistan, Nepal, and Afghanistan. 4 point plan. Here you should understand there's a joke on China. China is forming another quad. QUAD. China is forming another quad. So, China have given 4 point. So, first it discussed on COVID 19, how to address this pandemic. Second is boosting economic recovery. Boosting economic recovery. Third is resumption of BRI. What is BRI? Belt and Road Initiative. Fourth is infrastructure projects. Fourth is infrastructure projects. Yesterday, Chinese minister have discussed all these things with Pakistan, Nepal, and Afghanistan. In fact, you know why China is doing all these things? In China wanted to encircle India. So China wanted to make even friendship with small countries which are Indian neighbors so that it can contain and counter India. It's a containment policy. Next important news is today. There's in all newspapers it is reported. GST compensation cess collections have fallen 42% in this financial year 2020. GST compensation cess collections have fallen 42% in this year 2020. That is, it is fallen short by 70,000 crores. 70,000 crores. Actually, the central government have to pay compensation to the state governments. You all know, I think, 2.5 years back when GST was unrolled, the central government have promised the states that for the 5 years the central government will compensate for the loss. So as per the promise, GST compensation cess was collected. This year the collected amount was 95,444 crores, but the central government has to pay 1,65,000 crores. So 1.65 lakh crores the central government has to pay, and the collected amount is 95,000 crores. That was a difference, huge difference. The shortfall of 70,000 crores. I think mostly by COVID. In future also, they're expecting that there might be a further shortfall. There might be a further shortfall also in collection of GST compensation cess. So you all know CGST, SGST, IGST. CGST, CGST and what do you mean by CGST? Central Goods and Services Tax. SGST, States Goods and Services Tax. IGST, Integrated Goods and Services Tax. Along with all these three, we have GST compensation cess. We also have GST compensation cess. Next important news, BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards have launched a mobile app. First time to check authenticity of standards, ISI mark and hallmark products. So in India, we follow ISI mark for industrial products. In the same way, hallmark for gold, silver, platinum, etc. So Bureau of Indian Standards started a mobile app. The app was launched by Consumer Affairs Ministry. BIS mobile app was launched by Consumer Affairs Ministry. It have released a new mobile app using consumers. By using this app, consumers can check the authenticity of ISI standards and hallmark. And the app is operational both in Hindi and English. And in future, this will use. They will also use artificial intelligence and other technology also in these standards of goods and standards and hallmark products also. This is also important thing. BIS mobile app. You should remember which ministry, Consumer Affairs Ministry. Next important news for today. Dolphins. The number of dolphins have come down in Chambal River. In Chambal, Chambal. The latest census report prepared by Madhya Pradesh Forest Department says that dolphins number have come down in Chambal River almost by 13% in the last 4 years. In the last 4 years, 13% number of dolphins have come down. And there are just 68 dolphins left. There are just 68 dolphins left. Chambal River Sanctuary is very famous, which passes through three states, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, and Rajasthan. Now the dolphin numbers have come out, have actually drastically reduced, and Supreme Court already ordered banning of all mining activities and other activities in that area in 2006. But still, but still, no improvement, more and more activities which actually affects the ecosystem, and even consumption of water practices, consumption of various practices, consumption practices, they're also affecting that. So dolphins, the number of dolphins are coming down. And one important prelims question with respect to this is indian dolphin Indian dolphin is in endangered list in IUCN. Indian dolphin is in endangered list in IUCN. Next important current affairs. India Indonesia relations. India Indonesia relations. See, Indonesian foreign minister, there is a chance that he might come to India. So, India Indonesian relations are in the news. Last year, on September 5th, 2019, our external affairs minister Jay Shankar went to Indonesia. Our external affairs minister, Mr. Jaishankar, went to Indonesia. You all know that India and Indonesia are traditionally strong friends. Jawaharlal Nehru of India, Sukarno of Indonesia are very strong friends. In 1955, Nehru attended Bandung conference in Indonesia. And India Indonesia had a target. The present trade between India and Indonesia is $18 billion. The present trade between India and Indonesia is $18 billion. And the target is by 2025, $50 billion. And the target is by 2025, $50 billion. India and Indonesia are the largest democracies in the world, and both share their values in non-aligned movement and also United Nations. And India's Ramayana, Mahabharata stories are very famous in Indonesia. The name Yavadvipa, that is Java, is mentioned in our Ramayana. The name Evadvipa, that is Java, is mentioned in our Ramayana. Our Ramayana Mahabharata stories are also very famous in Indonesia. And one more important news for today. From last 3 days, it is in news. Supreme Court initiates so moto contempt proceedings against Prashant Bhushan. You all know Prashant Bhushan have tweeted that previous Supreme Court judges from last 6 years are killing the democracy. He has given so many things about Supreme Court Chief Justices. So Supreme Court have initiated suo moto criminal contempt proceedings against Prashant Bhushan for accusing past four Chief Justice of India, past four CJs, playing a role in the Supreme Court, caused the destruction of democracy. So they have played a, according to Prashant Bhushan accusation, he has tweeted that all the past four CJs have destructed the democracy, and in India we have undeclared democracy in the last 6 years. So they got angry, and here you should know contempt of court. Contempt of court. In India, we have an act called Contempt of Court Act 1971. We have two types of contempt: civil contempt and criminal contempt. Civil contempt and criminal contempt. The present Supreme Court contempt case against Prashant Bhushan is criminal contempt. Criminal contempt. But you have to remember here, in various countries like America, England, okay, particularly America, courts do not have such contempt powers. In America, courts no longer have such wide contempt powers. Contempt powers have become obsolete, outdated in democracies. So people and citizens can question the court, can criticize the court. People can question and criticize the court. So in the international best practices, we can say we have to do away with at least maximum contempt issues. And previously, few years back, Arundhati Rai, the famous activist, famous writer also, she questioned the Supreme Court judge on a case. She actually criticized, and she was imprisoned on contempt cases. So they have become very popular and infamous also. Let us work against this evolution of contempt law. Let the judiciary accept if they do something wrong. Let the judiciary accept the criticism. Let it be evolved in that way. Okay, these are the important current affairs for today. Thank you. And for the same Telugu version, you can join in the Telugu YouTube channel at 9:30. Thank you. And for the notes, you can see CSB Bala Latha CSBIS Academy Telegram channel for all the PDFs. I'll upload now. Thank you.